Hi, my name is Stephanie. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual healer. You can find me under Angelic Energy Light on Facebook and Instagram if you'd like to follow me. So today I would like to talk to you more about my astral travel and the first planet that I traveled to. In the last video I kind of explained how I worked up to that. And here it is, my first actual astral travel. So the helper I have, the one that I call Father, is always with me when I do travel. And he shares very important information with me, like life lessons. He's helped me overcome a lot of negative things that have happened in my life and the emotions and kind of baggage, and he explains things to me in a way that I can let it go, and it's quite an amazing experience. And I'm hoping that some of these stories, as I share in other videos, will resonate with you and help you as well. The first few times I did travel, I unfortunately didn't write down all of the details. It was the fourth time that I did start actually recording more of the details. And it's the third planet that I visited, is the first time I started seeing planets that I had never heard of or seen before in my life. So the first planet I visited is actually very close to home, and it's a very feminine planet. It was the moon. So I did my breathing exercises as I explained in the previous video. I always start with that. Pardon me. So it's kind of like awakening all of your chakras, feeling them all. I start feet flat on the floor or ground, and I start breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth. I start to feel the energy below my feet. And then gradually it works its way up, all the way up to the head, crown chakra, and then up above. So I did this, and so Father was there. He knew I wanted to see him. He was waiting. And I knew we were going to fly because we had already accomplished that previously. So we stood at my balcony ledge and we started to fly. And I followed him. He was going upwards. We reached the clouds and I was just like, wow. And he kept holding his hand out to me and just like, come on. And just telling me, encouraging me to keep coming. And so I did. And it was pretty quick. The way we broke through the atmosphere, it was like very fast. And then all of a sudden I knew I was standing, or not standing, but floating above the earth. And the two of us there, and I was looking down on the earth, and I thought, wow, what just happened? Because unfortunately, at that time, I really didn't know what was happening to me. But it was amazing, I knew that. And I'll just give you also a little side note that the earth does look like a sphere from above, because I know some people have had questions about that for me previously. So while we were there, we just pondered on the earth for a little bit, and then he started flying further away. So I followed him. He wanted me to go with him. And we were headed right towards the moon, and it was kind of a gradual, soft, you would call, landing on your feet when we did actually get on the moon. And one of the things that he helps me with to stay out of my body and stay connected to where I am at the moment, he started asking me certain questions. And one of the first questions was, what do you see? And I saw the moon. I saw a lot of light as well. And he said, what do you feel? Pardon me. And I could feel the planets underneath my feet, and I had bare feet, and it felt very powdery, dusty, kind of. And then he said, what do you hear? And I heard nothing. When I go up there, it's like a silence you have never heard before. I've never heard anything ever be that quiet before. And other than his voice, that's what I could hear. So when I do this, I find it helps me stay present in the moment and focus on where we are. Before I go further with what lesson and what we talked about up there he gave me, I'll just give you a little bit of a background so you can kind of understand why he would have been speaking to me about this particular thing. So I grew up Jehovah's Witness, and I left that religion when I was 17. I was disfellowshipped, which is like a form of excommunication type of thing. So any family or friends you had are no longer allowed to have any contact with you. So this is something that I've been dealing with for quite a few years now, and I had a hard time dealing with it because I left behind my sister and my mother. So he's helped me tremendously get through that, and I can't wait to share some of the insights that he's given me regarding things of that nature. So while we were on the moon, we talked about my sister. And he explained to me that each one of us is our own soul. Each one of us is our own person. I'm me, she's her own person. We are all individuals, we all have our free will. And we've all decided before we came down here what we would accomplish or what we would experience in our lives. And what her path is has nothing to do with me. And basically it lifted a lot of guilt off of my chest, because I felt like, is there something I could have done better? But no, as a matter of fact, each person is responsible for their own soul. Just like I am responsible for what I'm doing, she's responsible for what she's doing, and she makes her own decisions. And that has nothing to do with me. And all of a sudden, it was like puzzle pieces that had been floating around. I was unable to put them together, now fit. It made a lot of sense of me, and again, it took a lot of guilt off my chest. So I hope if there's any relationships that you've had in your life that have kind of gone astray or have had issues, and you're holding on to any guilt regarding that thinking of it in this way can help you. I really hope that it resonates with you as much as it did with me. So I guess in my next video, I'm going to tell you about the next planet that I visited. It was actually pretty close to home still, a little further away. And I can't wait to share with you one particular phrase that he said to me that absolutely kind of changed my life and my way of thinking. Anyways, light and love be with you all. Take care.